Cap. Very easy match for him. He should be ready for his final match of the night, where you see Johil Oliveira against Mr. Lapenda.
Selvagem.
Hard to pronounce these Brazilian words. Some fabulous names, but very hard for an American to pronounce. We're now ready for the final match of the night. Johil de Oliveira, Luta Livre fighter, as we see him finish his semifinal match in a chokeout against Cardosa, the very tough jiu-jitsu fighter. He'll be going up against the always dangerous Selvagem.
Selvagem, almost. You get it there, Greg.
Selvagem, the great jiu-jitsu fighter who made easy disposal of a very tough judo fighter, but just not enough for Selvagem. We'll know that by the end of the night.
And he also qualified to the final with a rear choke. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's really a favorite of his. And here we go. Let's get ready. Luta Livre against Jiu-Jitsu. Should be a great one. Federico?
I think this fight's going to be very exciting. 50-50.
I'm going to go with, it's a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with the Luta Livre fighter. What do you think?
I think you're doing a good call.
You think?
I think you should put, if you have $100, put $50 on Johil and the other 50 on Johil.
Johil's just got so much in his arsenal. He's just so complete. He's got it on the ground, and he, if he can keep these guys standing up, they're in trouble. And going to the ground, he doesn't seem to miss anything.
No, I agree with you. I mean, he's a better striker, but in the ground, I don't know. Selvagem has won a championship match in Brazil before, a 8-man tournament.
Nice takedown.
And already has passed the guard. Johil trying to get his guard, leg lock. Johil going for the leg lock, but Selvagem giving him a hard time. See, that's the thing about Luta Livre. They're very diverse.
They use the leg locks where the Jiu-Jitsu man does not. The Jiu-Jitsu man primary focus is to get to that guard when he's on his back, and when he's on top, he's really looking for arm bars and chokes, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Fine also in mounted position. Selvagem defend the leg lock well, putting his weight.
Very even fight thus far.
Yeah, this fight's going to be very interesting.
It really is, as you said earlier, a chess match when you get two complete fighters like we have here. They know what their opponent's trying to do. When one makes an attempt, another makes a counter.
The intensity in the stadium is so big,
Listen to the crowd here. Jiu-Jitsu versus Luta Livre.
For 1 second, the Jiu-Jitsu team was thinking that Johil had the leg lock, but now they're happy again because
some nice strikes by the Jiu-Jitsu man.
Trying to find a right position. He's fighting to pass that guard. You see Johil is holding Selvagem's right leg. Selvagem fighting to escape that leg.
What's happening here? Selvagem is attempting to do what?
To release his right leg from Johil's legs, and which is called passing the guard, and then go for the mounted position.
So he wants to attempt to move to the side to gain further control.
Right.
And then from there, his next move, just like in a chess game, as you said earlier, is to get into the complete
mounted position, which will bring him on the chest, which he's almost, no, he's not able to do it. He's leaving that leg there too much. I don't know. He better watch for that right leg, for his left leg, you see? There you go. Johil seems to have a, let me see. Yeah, Johil.
He's going to focus on that ankle. Now you can see the Jiu-Jitsu man holding the leg, but not really knowing what to do with it.
Very smart, took advantage of the fact that the guy was just trying to defend the leg lock, and he reverses. Now he's in the guard.
Now he'll try and work himself.
A great fight.
Yeah, it really is here. Really evenly matched.
Great display of technique.
Yeah, if someone wanted to learn how to fight, this is what you watch. These are the types of guys that you learn. Look at their moves. Look how they react to the opposition, and you're seeing a great match. Johil will work the body, try and loosen up his opponent, try and get him to bring the hands down.
You see Selvagem already has some blood on his face.
Yeah, there appears to be a nice gash on the side of his nose. I don't know if that's from his nose or if that's from Johil, which he had a cut in his last fight.
Hopefully the blood doesn't go to his eyes, which could make things more complicated for him.
Yeah, he doesn't. The jiu-jitsu man on the bottom, Luta Livre on the top, Johil de Oliveira. He'll try and push that leg away so he can move to the side mount. He's very comfortable from that side mount position.
These two styles have been battling forever in Brazil, man. It's interesting to watch another war, another battle.
You just can't say it enough. It's amazing feeling that as you walk through the streets of Brazil, especially in Rio. You can see the different groups of the Luta Livre fighters against the jiu-jitsu. It's really a war like I've never seen anywhere on earth.
I'm sure as an American it must be very interesting for you because you've been in both Brazil and Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, so you're able to see for yourself, you know?
Yeah, it's really been an experience. They continue both to work, trying to stay with their games.
Look at the excitement level of the crowd, you know?
They are definitely into this one.
It looks like they're watching a parade.
Johil trying to get up to get some punching room. Again, he doesn't want to leave an arm behind. See what happens is Johil will try and stand up to get some punching room, and that jiu-jitsu man will look for him to leave an arm behind. If he does, that's when he leaves himself susceptible for an arm bar. The jiu-jitsu man's favorite move. Or should I say one of two?
One of.
One of. Johil continuing to work from the top. He'll try and soften up his opponent, waiting for an opportunity. Selvagem from the bottom basically was just trying to hold Johil. Now Johil reaching up and striking, and then falls back down.
Both fighters have two great coaches. Johil has a very good luta livre coach, one of the most famous one, João Ricardo, and the Selvagens under Roberto Lage, a very active black belt instructor in Brazil. So each guy has 50 years of experience in their corners.
Yeah, I've seen both of those guys with great teams with them. They've got great support staff with them. A lot of team spirit here. One guy comes in not alone.
It's because the camera doesn't show their coaches, but there's so much instruction being said from the corners. I'll try to point out some of who their trainers are.
Johil continues to work. He's such a versatile fighter. You just can't leave anything open. He's working the headbutts now. You hold his body tight, you hold his arms, he'll work the headbutt.
Johil is fighting very smart because, he's not trying to make a Selvagem submit. Every chance he has is just punishing the face, the body, and he's not going to try to exchange technique because he knows he'll be susceptible. See, here I am having problems with my pronunciation.
There you go.
To a choke or armbar, like Greg said earlier. So he's just going to stay on the guard, headbutt, punch.
Take what comes his way.
Absolutely.
A real versatile fighter. I don't know if I've ever seen a fighter this versatile on the, as well, standing. Great leg kicks. Had some nice knees. Haven't seen the elbows, but I've seen him fight before, and he was tremendous with those elbows.
Johil is a very good fighter, and he has to be. If you had to create a world ranking of lightweight divisions, he would be placed in between the 5 best ones in the world, together with Eugenio Tadeu and.
Again, here he is, almost the jiu-jitsu man looking for that armbar.
He has a perfect armbar, but Johil is defending well. He's holding his arm and putting his weight towards the legs of Selvagem.
So he'll try and do what they call in wrestling, basically a crunch. He'll try and stay tight so the jiu-jitsu man can't stretch that out. But it looks like
there is so much technique going on. It's beautiful to watch this.
Johil, as you can see,
pure art.
He's just got so much. He started to kick to the back, to the head with his heel. He just sees whatever. If he's got a hand open, he'll use his hand. If he's got a head open, breaks loose, and back into the guard.
And Selvagem almost had a mounted position, and Johil quickly woke up and said, I better hurry up.
Yeah, it seems like the jiu-jitsu is a little bit more on the defensive than he was at the beginning.
Yeah, usually when you see a jiu-jitsu man fighting with a closed guard, which means their foot crossed, they're being very defensive. The more offensive way to fight from the bottom is with the open legs like that.
And the jiu-jitsu man also a little bit out of his realm here, more used to fighting with the gi on.
Right.
I've seen them use that a lot for chokes, and they really work well with that. The sweaty body seems to be having a little bit of a trouble for Sevajim. Johil continues to work with the headbutts, a few easy pitter-patter right hands. Not doing a lot of damage to Sevajim, but just enough to annoy him, just enough to pull him away where he might make a mistake. You'll see Johil putting all his weight forward. Again, a lot of wrestlers do that. Very similar to wrestling, a lot of these techniques.
Selvagem tried to go for the triangle choke, actually, by holding the arm bar again. Yeah, but he's taking a lot of abuse to the face. He will have some headache tomorrow.
Yeah, he's really just trying to hold his opponent now. He's waiting for an opportunity, but it looks like he's really just trying to survive at this point.
Joil's fighting a very good fight.
They'll break now for an short intermission, which we will just fast forward right through that and take you on to after a short break. They took about a minute break here, and here they go. They'll both opponents a nice jab by Sevajim. Responded, right leg kick. Some nice kicks by Johil.
The spectators love it.
Nice low kick attempt.
I think Johil should try to fight standing up now, because that's where he has the advantage.
Here's the jiu-jitsu man getting a little frustrated, swinging, trying to do a game that's really not his, but he threw some nice strikes.
He's trying to defend the takedown.
Yeah.
A lot of waste of energy in both ends now. Trying to fight for a more dominating position.
Right. This is a big move here. How they go down on the ground. This
Absolutely.
is a very important.
Roberto Lage is the guy on the left with the gray shirt. Is the trainer of Selvagem.
Giving his fighter. I wish I could understand what he's saying to him. What's he saying to him over there?
I can read his lips, but he's giving him some very powerful advice, I'm sure.
Wants to make sure if his fighter goes down, he goes down in the top position. You very seldom want to go down on your back unless you go down pulling your fighter into the guard immediately.
And the referee is telling them, don't hold the ropes. The guy on the right, on the bottom, is João Ricardo, who is Johil's trainer, with the white shirt.
Looks very calm.
So as you can tell, I mean, you got both trainers, you got the fighters. What a great shot.
A lot of respect between those two coaches. Both fighters very patient here. Sevajim trying to hold the position on Johil, not letting him throw, but Johil is able to throw him. Almost leaving an arm again, pulls out of it, and climbs back.
With a headbutt and 2 punches. Quickly brings Selvagem to the center of the ring.
Doesn't want to give up this position, doesn't want him to be able to squirrel out of the ring.
Let's get it on.
Restart. Yep. But never count this jiu-jitsu fighters out. These guys are here to fight. He's continuing to be active too with the heels to the kidneys. Those are very painful. See Johil putting his weight forward, trying to put all his weight up on his opponent, just making him more tired. He'll try and move to a position where he could do some striking. Sevajim now puts him in the full guard. He'll try and hold him tight, where he doesn't have to give up.
A closed guard.
A closed guard, excuse me. A closed guard. He'll do that where he could keep him tight. Now he'll open it up. He has more options when he opens it up. Maybe a reversal. You see how he'll try and push his opponent down. Johil very savvy to that. knowing he cannot afford to make a mistake against this very tough jiu-jitsu fighter. Johil coming back with a few headbutts. Savajim working from his back. He'll just be happy with holding him, taking a nice breather here, not exerting too much energy. Now he'll go back to the heel kicks, to the kidneys. Lower back, kidneys, those start to take their toll. Johil looking for advice to his corner. What do I do with this guy? The jiu-jitsu fighters are very savvy to guys trying to move to the side, mount, and then to the full mount position, not letting Johil really do anything here. He's really doing the best thing he could do, and that's just hold him tight, and then he'll keep the closed guard and maybe open it up when he feels the opportunity is there. You see him trying to push him out now. He'll try and slip that leg underneath the thigh. You'll see him put that left leg under, trying to go for a flip, but now he's back to the closed guard. What he wants to do is when he opens up that guard, he tries to slip that one leg underneath the leg of Johil Oliveira, and he'll try and flip him over to try and reverse the position. Johil, very smart fighter, has not made really any mistakes yet at this point. What would, Federico, what would be Savajim's options at this point?
I mean, as he tried earlier, I mean, a sweep would be one of the things he could try.
That would be getting the leg underneath and trying to do the roll.
To do an elevator. However, I mean, I'm sure Johil, whatever Savajim tried to do, Johil would counter. Like, I mean, he's tried in numerous arm locks and triangle chokes. And so far, Johil has been very successful defending it.
Yeah, he's really had the answer to everything that Savajim has attempted to do here today.
Just like Johil tried a couple leg locks in the Savajim counter. So as you said earlier, it's a very well-balanced, match, and anything can happen. Now they should take their time because a small mistake can represent a loss.
Yeah, this is when you get tired. This is when you make your mistakes. Johil continues to work the body.
And they're spectators. Every time Johil strikes, they go off.
Yeah, we're starting to get surrounded. The fighters are starting, the fans are starting to come down, trying to come around the ring here. They get real excited around this.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, no, everybody wants the best view possible. They've definitely got their favorites here today. It appears there's more Luta Livre fighters in the audience here today, which is very rare. Usually we've got, it seems, full audiences of jiu-jitsu fighters. I mean, fighters and fans, actually. A lot of the fighters are fans, and fans are fighters. Now, what can Johil do? What would his options be here? What can he do to get Savajim to release something here, because he's just holding him tight. He's not able to really get off too much here.
As I told earlier, I don't think Johil is really trying to pass his guard or do anything. He's just, taking advantage of being on the top position and trying to punish and open as many cuts as he can in Savajim, which, would translate to a long fight due to the fight that Savajim is fighting. Savajim is fighting with a closed guard and being very defensive. So at this point, this is one of those Brazilian fights that would have to probably take 1 or 2 hours until somebody gets tired.
Yeah, Johil can really, it seems like he's in a better position. He can rest from the top position. He can just line his opponent, whereas from the bottom, it seems like he's clinching the whole time. He's having to hold Johil tight, both with his legs and his arms. Definitely more, Savajim expending more energy here. Johil going back to the body.
Johil is alternating. One to the face, one to the body, one to the face. You see now, as Johil is trying to do a pass the guard, Savajim had
attempted to get that leg underneath, right?
To apply an elevator.
Yeah, when Johil sits up to punch, that's when he makes himself vulnerable for a roll. And Sevajim sees it every time, but just unable to complete it. Johil keeping that good, strong position. One leg in tight, one leg sprawled out. So he really has an excellent base. Very difficult to roll in this position.
A great match.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of thinking here, a lot of energy being exerted out in the
Luta Livre Jiu-Jitsu for the second time on the same evening. And for those who have an understanding about grappling, they can appreciate what a great battle of skills. Bell rings.
And they'll go to the judges for a decision. We would expect Johil Oliveira, would you agree, would be victorious here tonight, Federico?
Yeah, there you go.
And there it is, a quick decision. You can see a lot of the fans, the jiu-jitsu fans around that corner, not too happy, but as then on the other side of the arena here, you see the Luta Livre fans going crazy. Big day for Luta Livre. Thus far, Johil Oliveira bring home another championship and ready to go with some more blows. Happy. Fought a very tough game fighter, not ready to give up at all. Would have went probably another 10-20 minutes easily, but Oliveira was too much for Sevajim today.